The good thing about the structure, apart from even the height,
Exactly.
at the proper elevation, this one is at least 4 feet off the ground. Anybody can actually get in, sweep underneath very comfortably. Not to mention, because we are in Uganda, because we get so much rain here, we have to build these structures elevated. This is not a flex. We don't want to spend extra money to actually raise these structures because it costs a lot more money to build them this way.
True.
But you know what? This is the right way to do it in this region.
Rise and shine, Value Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on not to miss out on any episodes of The Farm. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being part of the family and also loving Value Farm. It's a very hot day, very sunny, but I'm so happy to be at the farm, of course, to give you updates and also share with you guys something really about Value Farm. I also have my co-director here on standby, who is going to say hello to you guys and also say something.
Well, hello everybody. My name is co-director Grafton. I'm actually really excited to be standing in this finished product. I think the last video you guys actually saw this when it was I think you guys have seen it at the foundational stages.
Yeah, foundation stages.
I guess 30% done, even 50% done with some of the drone shots. Now it's essentially 100% done. Many of you will see this structure and you may ask yourself, why? Why would somebody actually spend that kind of money to build this type of structure? How much does it cost? Blah, blah. But here's the bottom line. As an organization, we are a commercial farm. And as a commercial farm, you have to always be willing and be ready, and you also have to have it in your budget to be ready to expand. And so we've built multiple other ghost structures. We actually wanted to take it up to another step, another level. Not to mention the number of ghosts that we have at the farm have been multiplying at a dizzying rate. So as we speak right now, both of our other structures are completely overflowing with goats, and these mothers that are actually these expecting nannies, they're not stopping. There's a saying in America, time stops for no man or woman. And in this case, the multiplication of these ghosts are not stopping for anyone. They don't care whether or not you don't have enough space. When the kids are coming, they're gonna come. And so back to the why we would invest this type of money into a structure of this magnitude. Well, the question truly should be, why not, right? If you're gonna make the investment to acquire, you know, the type of breeds we have here, to travel to South Africa, to go 7, 10, 12 hours away from here to go source the best goats, or from our friend Amigo to our friend Mark to all over the country. In fact, you know, I just came back from SA, right? Looking for better breeds, better genetics to continue to improve what we're doing here. You invest in a structure like this because you want the safety and the well-being of your animals to be maintained, and you want to continue to grow. So this structure here initially was built to hold about 700 plus if you squeeze, but we're not in the business of squeezing anything but oranges and pineapples. So we're gonna maintain the size requirement.
The size requirement, yeah.
And where we're standing, yes, we're standing inside, but it's very sunny. We did this for a reason. I'm sure my partner is gonna show you guys this in the B-roll.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually have the transparent iron sheets here because the main reason we actually wanted to have additional light based on where the elevation of the actual structure itself. When the sun comes up, the UV rays, we know, is one of the best disinfectant. I'm sure that's where that whole saying comes from, the Bible, right? Lights will definitely expose all. So as the sun hit the structure, it will definitely kill the additional microbes that even we can't see or even get to with traditional cleaning solutions.
Yeah.
And yeah, how do you feel about the new structure, partner?
I'm really very excited about this because if you're to remember, for those who have been watching us for so long, you've seen us taking you through all our goat structures, and every structure that comes up, there's an improvement, there's something that we do better or even different, just because we learn maybe from our mistakes, we learn from our previous structures, how they are constructed. So for this particular one right here, as you already said, like, we have the transparent sheets. The previous structures did not have that, but because we learned, and also through experience of rearing goats, we have to know that, you know what, we need light, we need sunlight for the goats as well. That's why we had to invest so much in the transparent iron sheets. Then also the aeration of this house right here. There's enough aeration. Your goats need to have good aeration around the housing, and also the partitions that we used here. You can definitely see the partitions are quite bigger as well. Of course, the numbers are going to be more here, but also the partitions and the spacing is also going to be enough for the goats that are going to be right here. I'm definitely also going to show you guys the nursery. We are going to put the kids. The spacing, how we even covered it, is also quite different and also better for the kids. We need them to be warm enough really when they're inside there. Then of course during daytime we need to make sure that the aeration is enough for them. Also you can see in this same structure, I'm going to share with you guys the feeders. We also incorporated our feeders within the building so that they can always feed. The goats can always have feed in the structure. And you know, I remember the first structure we used to just tie them like on the poles, but this time around we are more prepared. At least we have to make sure that the feeders are right there for them to be comfortable. We want the goats to be happy as well, because they're the ones making us happy. As long as they're happy, we are also happy. Yeah, I'm so happy.
The good thing about the structure, apart from even the height,
exactly,
at the proper elevation, this one is at least 4 feet off the ground. Anybody can actually get in, sweep underneath very comfortably. Not to mention, because we are in Uganda, because we get so much rain here, we have to build these structures elevated. This is not a flex. We don't want to spend extra money to actually raise these structures because it costs a lot more money to build them this way.
True.
But you know what? This is the right way to do it in this region, because I'm sure my partner will also be sharing with you guys the B-rolls in SA. In South Africa, it's so dry. You know, most of these really expensive South African goats are being raised mainly on the ground, and it's okay, because the moisture is basically non-existent.
It's dry.
There's no precipitation. They're lucky to get more than 3 to 4 inches of rain per day. The majority of the water they have access to is from borehole or well water. But in Uganda, we don't have that problem. It's the opposite. So having this elevation is important. Not to mention, it's also easier to keep this place clean.
Yeah.
And the cleaner the environment, the more you'll find your goats being a lot healthier and a lot, I would say, more comfortable in the space. Not to mention, when it rains, you don't have to worry about the urine coming into contact with the water. And of course, the level of ammonia will definitely dissipate a lot quicker, and it won't permeate back up to this level.
True.
Right? But so those are some of the few things that I think I really love about this place. But the amount of light that we get,
here,
the aeration is definitely worth this elevation. And of course, you know, to be able to have it at this location, higher part of the farm, because all of the other structures are the lower part of the farm. So when it rained, our goats really used to suffer on that side.
Yeah.
So this is the first of many other structures we want to build on this side as we continue to develop the farm, as our numbers continues to grow. Because not only are our goat numbers are actually expanding, so are the sheep numbers.
Yeah.
So this is just like phase 1 into the next phase of the VF project.
Yeah, that is really true. So everything is at 99% done, because we need to also work on the exercising yard, fence off properly. But of course, we shall share with you guys all that progress that is definitely coming up.
But before we go, we actually have a special guest here.
Yes, I was going to introduce him.
TZ. Please.
Mark, we brought him right here today, and you know, he's been at the farm, he's seen the goats, other animals as well. Mark, come over so that you can say hello to our viewers, so that you can also share with us your experience, what you've seen about Value Farm. What have you really learned here? But before that, first introduce
Tell
yourself.
people who you are, what you do.
Okay, y'all, I'm Mark. I've got a channel called Mark Meets Africa.
Indeed.
I'm from Las Vegas, born and raised. I went to Tanzania 3 years ago. I started my company Merge, and I've been loving it. I'm in Uganda now as of the last 1 week.
Okay.
So I've been here about 1 week. I got to see O'Shea Duke Jackson, a few
man.
other people, and now Value Farms. I was supposed to come here 3 months ago.
Yeah,
right.
I
Yeah, I was
remember.
supposed to come here before, but I ended up getting busy with the projects I was doing in Tanzania. And so I'm here now. And I'm happy because on one hand, you're doing a lot. A lot of what I want to be doing.
Oh, nice.
But on another hand, I would love to see how Merge could add value to this farm.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Shout out
play.
to both of our companies. But yeah, I'm happy. It's not very often that you see a lot of people who came from the States and made it in Africa. As you know, when I came to Africa, I think when both of us came, it was around a time where people were just getting into coming to Africa
True.
in large numbers.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know what was here. So when we came, there was no guide on how to do anything.
Nothing.
So the ones of us who are still here,
OGs.
yeah, we're the OGs.
You had to figure everything yourselves.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, there was no guide.
No.
And now Merge is trying to be the guide. You're a guide in and of yourself.
Thank you.
Especially for the community around you.
Thank you.
So it does my heart good to see somebody actually make it. I'm not the brother that wants to say, what's he doing over there?
no.
How can I undercut him? Because a lot of our people are like that. Unfortunately, we have a jealousy problem in our community. I had a brother in Tanzania from the States who didn't like what I was doing. So he tried to get
Undercut
upset
you,
at me. Yeah. I don't have that issue. I'm here. I'm happy to see what he's doing. And if there's opportunity for the two companies to work together, I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, it's good to see a brother do well. And he seems to be doing very well. And a sister from Uganda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, I gotta say, even before, like I think we touched base like 5-6 months ago, and your schedule got, rerouted because I think you were like 4 days from coming.
Yeah.
And then you had to switch everything up.
everything.
Some of the workers were doing some things they shouldn't have been doing.
This is Africa. Things happen all the time. So
I ain't never had to
understood it,
yell
right?
like that.
But the interesting thing about it, like I was so impressed by what you were doing in TZ. That was the main reason why I actually, even before I reached out to you, I used to tell my partner Tina all the time, I need to talk to this guy because I really admire the effort you were putting in. And when we finally got to speak, I'm glad you came. I'm glad O'Shea brought you here. And it's definitely been a good experience. But I actually wanted to show you what Tina and I have been up to. As you mentioned earlier, being a fellow American like you, it was definitely not easy to get to this point. But part of the reason why we always wanted to share this journey with everybody was to show the world what was possible. When you get out of your bubble, out of your comfort zone, and you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, these are some of the things that is possible. Both of what you're doing in TZ, what we're doing here, what a lot of our brothers and sisters are doing on the continent that may not be, savvy, or that may not want to share what they're doing on social media.
Yeah.
But for those of you who have actually made the migration to the continent, that's actually having a positive impact, we salute you, obviously. And for those of you that are still on the fence, I only have one question. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
The water's warm enough. Clearly there's enough space. And if you're sitting at home, hating your job, hating your career, Africa is a great option, especially East Africa is beautiful. What Merge is doing, making the transition to repatriate back to the motherland that much easier, right? Because this gentleman, what's the website?
AfricanMerge.com.
There you go. And you can definitely reach out to him. You can reach out to us if you have any questions about farming, if you want to get into agriculture, if you're interested in actually learning the steps to go from being a wannabe farmer to beginning, intermediate, and so on. We can definitely assist you with that. But I also wanted to give a special thank you to the actual company who actually built this structure.
Yeah.
This was built by KMD Construction.
Is that who they are?
Yeah.
That's
The
who's on
gentleman
ground.
right there.
So,
Right now.
Kim, you can
and
come
say
over.
hello.
Hello viewers, Value Farm viewers. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Karima Hakim. Director of KMD Construction and Farm Consultants Limited. I'm really very happy and very privileged to be with the directors of Value Farm for giving us an opportunity to work with them. I'm really very impressed with also what I have given to them, and they are also, I'm happy that they are happy that I have given them nice work, and I hope to be with them in this journey of goat farming, because I usually specialize in goats and cattle.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
He's the man behind this structure here. We are really happy for your work as well and the cooperation that has been in place. We appreciate your efforts and your team, of course. And of course, we can't wait for you to come back and build more structures, because as the numbers grow, you know you're a farmer. You know how multiplication, every happiness of a farmer comes from their animals. If they're multiplying, then they're really happy. And of course, we shall need more structures in the near future. This being a model farm, is also a farmer, by the way, as well. So you know what we mean exactly. Being a model farm, we really want to also share inspiration with other farmers out there.
I also just want to say this, guys. You know, this is the one thing about being here on the continent that I hope, you know, this collaboration can help change some of your hearts, right? Because we have a lot of fellow Africans, especially here in East Africa, particularly in the farming sector. If you guys discover something good, you just want to keep it for yourself. If somebody's doing well, instead of giving that person credit and uplifting that person, helping that person get more shine, more credit, you guys want to just basically take the credit and keep quiet. You know, for us, we give credit where credit is due. You understand? If we find something that's working for us, this is not a sponsored video. There's no discount for him being in this video. There's no payment coming from him to us in any capacity. We brought him on. You know, he did a very good job putting this place together. We had a few challenges, but by the same token, it was rectified when it was brought to his attention. So when it comes to working with people, those are the things that matter. You understand? If you have a contractor that can draw up plans like this and can deliver what they promised that they could deliver, you know, you give them credit, and the credit goes to him and his team. And of course, the next step is where we go from here. This is the first stage, as we mentioned. You know, hopefully we'll be bringing you another structure like this, if not bigger,
even better
in the near future. And we'll incorporate the things that we've learned that we really love about this structure as we build the next structure. So Kim, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mark.
It's nice. I'm gonna need a stick like this.
A real farmers move with the sticks. I remember when we went to Kenya and the Maasai, if you have the stick, that proves that you're a real farmer. If you don't have, then you're a fake one. But anyway, we appreciate you, Kim, so much. So Mark, I wanted to ask Mark, because our viewers may not know Mark that much, what Mark is actually doing in Tanzania. So Mark, our viewers out there may be wondering, okay, he's doing some projects out in Tanzania. They may be meeting you for the very, very first time. So what are you exactly doing in Tanzania?
Oh yeah, that one's a good one. So I'll start with my journey.
Okay.
I came to Tanzania, like I said earlier, 3 years ago. Wow, can I say it's been a journey. We met with every single issue you could possibly imagine. We've met with every single person you can possibly imagine in terms of issue and solution and problem and solution and more problems and more solutions. So what I've been doing for 3 years, or in more recent especially, is trying to get our people a way to come here in peace. So one of the biggest issues we have as ancestral African diaspora is that when we come to Africa, a lot of us want to make that move.
Yeah.
Especially now, it's a big thing, but they are afraid of what's here. They hear the horror stories about people coming and, oh, she got her house robbed. And then you see 10 more videos like that.
Oh my God.
And then they say, oh, this policeman, he beat me. Or, you know, you start hearing terrible things that make you say, I'm not going to Africa. But most people's biggest fear is that they won't know what to do when they get here. Am I going to be able to find a house? Will I be able to do business? Is somebody going to be there to guide me while I'm there? Merge, my company, wants to be that way in. We want to be that guide. And not necessarily like you need us, but in a way it's like, why not go to a place where you already know somebody? You know that this person's going to tell you, hey, don't go work with them. They cheat people. Don't go work with them. They lie, they cheat, they steal. don't do this because this will happen. Here, do this instead. Here's a better way to register your business. Here's we'll give you the guide on how to do it. And it's an active process. You need to be a part of something when you come to Africa. Unfortunately, most of these countries do not respect individuals. They respect groups, companies, businesses, organizations. You have to be a collective in order to work here.
Yeah.
Y'all can say this.
That is true. That is a fact.
You walk into that immigration office, they'll stamp your stuff, no problem. But when you come back, you're gonna get less than favorable treatment because you're still an individual. Go be a part of something. Go be a member of something so that you can get the respect you deserve. So when something happens to you, you have somebody you can call. You won't be sitting in an African prison somewhere and nobody knows. And you're calling your family in America or wherever you come from, right? Saying, hey, can y'all send me some money?
Someone, I'm
and they're
failing
thinking
here.
in their head, yeah, you're failing there. Or are they kidnapped? What happened?
What happened to me?
So take that fear away from them and take the fear away from yourself and be a part of something where you can be in a group, a collective. Hey guys, hey, merge. Yeah. For instance, I'm in a situation. Could you talk to this officer? Yeah, sure. And we explain the situation, or we do. It's like a neighborly group, really. We don't have any particular religious beliefs or anything like that. Right. We want to keep it as neutral as possible to include all of our people, because we have so many different beliefs in our group. We have some people that are Muslim, Christian, Hebrew Israelite, some people that are ancestral worship. That's not a reason for us not to come together. We need to say, all things aside, what is the one thing we all have in common? Is that we want a better life for ourselves. Can we start there? And the answer is yes, and we'll be there for you.
Which is awesome, but part of the reason why I'm so glad that you're here is I can tell you guys about my journey when I first moved to UG. And the reason that we highlight people that we trust who do good work for us is because I know how difficult it was. Even the first attorney that was referred to me by someone I thought was a friend of ours turned out to be a crook and a thief. And so what you mentioned is so powerful. It is so true, because when you come to a new continent, it's not like you leaving New Jersey to go to Connecticut. If something goes wrong in Connecticut, you could just hop back on the highway and be back in New York in less than an hour. You are coming literally to a whole nother continent, more than halfway across the world. And so not to have a network, not to have a team to support you is basically, you literally are going out there with one arm tied behind your back, plus being blindfolded. So for me, I was very fortunate. I hit the mother goose with my business partner here. We've been together since day one, and so this has been my team. Right? This is the people that made it possible for me to be here. Everything that you see, the farm that you're standing in, the land that we have would not have been possible without these two people. The lawyer that I thought I knew was basically robbing me blind.
They do that.
And so when I met Tina I had already met before I came to the US, so it made all my movement, all the progress that I've made feasible. So why do you guys should consider working with a company like Merge? Because there are a lot of, especially when you Google expat assist companies in Africa. Unless you're going to Ghana, you have the Odana Network. Right? Which they're doing what they do there, and congrats to them. And if you're going to Kenya, they have their own network. There's a very large diaspora community out there. But when you Google Uganda, there's nothing. And there's actually one company that might pop up. I wish you well if you choose to work with that group. But what I can say to you, it's always best to find people that you can trust, that are going to try to help you, not help you separate from your money.
Because a lot of those,
many of those groups are very good at making sure that they extrapolate as much money from you as possible, make you all kinds of promises, and never deliver. So ultimately, I hope you get a footing here, not just in TZ, but throughout Africa as a whole, particularly East Africa. Because we need people like you to help facilitate the transition of more people coming from the States, UK, here into UG, because this is a wonderful country to be in. And, in terms of weather, fruits, the people, the actual soil, the agricultural opportunities, you just cannot put a price tag on that. So for that, welcome. Congratulations on the work you've been doing. And we hope to see a lot more of you, not just here in UG, but across the continent as a whole.
Well, thank you. Wow, I'm happy. Wow. That's a good way to put it.
Exactly.
We do what we do so you don't have to do what we did.
That's a good one. That should be on a t-shirt, actually.
Okay.
Maybe maybe that'll be the slogan
That should be
when
the
we look
slogan.
down the line.
Exactly.
And we tell the little ones that are born here from our, people coming, and they don't know the struggle.
That struggle was
and
real.
we say, you don't know, we're the pioneers.
Of course.
We
of
made
course.
sure that things
Everything
worked
was
for you.
working.
We suffered, so
We
you don't have to.
Sacrifice and suffering. That's what we've done.
Wow, talking about sacrifice. Thank you for all your sacrifices for the rest of the people who are coming because you're really paving ground for them so that they can definitely make everything easy for them.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you so much for coming and also, coming to the farm. I hope you really like the farm as well.
I just want to, I know the video is running a bit long, but I would be remiss if I did not mention another brother who's actually been here that's been doing wonderful work. I'd like to give a shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson and the Uganda team, who basically made my transition that much smoother. Even though I still face some challenges, but without his insight, without his tips and what to do before getting here, I'm sure I would have suffered a lot more. I would have never met Tina and my friend behind the camera if I had not been watching Uganda. So O'Shea Duke Jackson, the one and only, I want to say thank you. Even though now we're cool I like to think you're my friend, but then again, you're a celebrity. I'm just a humble farmer. So for that, I want to say thank you. Keep up the great work. And the entire Uganda team, you guys are amazing. So just wanted to say thank you.
I want to throw my half a cent in there.
Of course.
I second that. O'Shea's the reason I came this time.
I heard.
I knew I was coming to meet you.
Of course.
But he made it happen.
Made it possible.
And he took care of me while I'm here. I'm telling you, that guy,
Is
even though
something.
I'm not, fully aware of everything he does, decent guy to me.
Great
and
guy.
he's given me great advice on working with the people here.
Yeah.
On different things to look out for here.
Yeah.
And he didn't charge. There's some people that make you pay for that information.
Yeah.
It was just casual conversation.
Yeah.
So I second that.
He's a great dude. They have a wonderful studio. They're not just a YouTube content creation company. They have an actual full-on
Production,
studio, production studio. So for those of you, if you ever want to do commercials, not these bootleg commercials we see on YouTube, but like actual high-quality commercials, whatever you want to promote your brand, these are the best people to work with. So you can definitely reach out to them as well.
Wow. Shout outs to Uganda. Go subscribe to their channel as well because they have an amazing podcast right there that you can learn so much from. But we appreciate you guys so much. I really appreciate Mark for coming. Grafton, thank you so much for making everything possible at Value Farm and to reach this milestone. Whenever we hit every milestone, I'm so happy to have a partner who is really motivated every other day. Every day we have to go to the farm. Everything is right, The investment that has been put in place, Grafton, I must thank you so much about that. I know I tell you this all the time, but let the viewers also know about it. But thank you guys for watching. If you've watched up to this point and you've learned anything from this video or you have any comment, please leave your comments down below so that we can, share ideas, also have a discussion in the comment section right here. But if you haven't also checked out our social media platform, please, I don't know what you're still waiting for. We have Instagram, that is Value Farm UG. Facebook, Value Farm. TikTok is also Value Farm. Please go see behind the scenes and also see what we are actually doing here. Things that you don't really see, on camera here, on YouTube, you'll be able to see on those other platforms. But we appreciate you all. Till next time, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.